Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Starting off straight away with the rumours going around today about Ricardo Rodriguez, a guy we've spoken about many times before on the show, Wolfsburg player, left back. The Mirror are reporting today that Arsenal are in a three-way battle to sign the left back with Marseille and Chelsea. Where they sort of get Arsenal involved, I don't know, but maybe because Arsenal have had previous links. But they're saying three-way battle to sign the player at the moment. As we know, he's a player that is very highly sought after at Wolfsburg. Not going great for Wolfsburg this season. I think they're about 12th in the Bundesliga. And the rumours are is that he'd be up for leaving the club. And these clubs are in for him. Again, I've spoken about this many times before on the show. I just can't see this being a January move for Arsenal. Maybe a summer move if he can hold out till the summer. I could see Arsenal, going in for him. They were very interested in him last summer, but I don't think they're going to dislodge the squad right now and try and make a move for him because, they've got Gibbs, who's just come back from an injury, and Monreal, and I just can't see, it's just not Wenger's style to then bring in Rodriguez, who'd probably hardly figure until one of those guys left, unless he got rid of one of those guys in the window, which again, I just can't see happening. But the Mirror claiming we're in a three-way battle for him. Alexandre Lacazette. Remember him? Remember for the last transfer windows, every single day we talked about Lacazette during the summer, every day. Well, he's back in the news again today. The Telegraphs have got a story that they said Arsenal received a huge boost. I always laugh when I see that, the huge boost story, right? Which is normally means that there's no real grounds for making this story. But they're saying that his ex-teammate and Samuel Umtiti, who of course plays for Barcelona, he had a quote yesterday where he said, there will come a time when he could leave to improve. He'll have that desire. I know his character. He's waiting for the right moment. Now, no references to Arsenal in there. Nothing, just you know what, this, again, I'm always trying to sort of explain to people how a lot of these stories and rumours come around. So basically, this is a newspaper, they've seen that quote and they're like, Arsenal were linked to him heavily last summer and the summer before. Lacazette, yeah, huge boost for Arsenal, in that if they wanted to go back in for him, he's saying that he might be open to leave at some stage. I mean, come on. Then it's a huge boost for Arsenal for practically every player that's out there, that's thinking about, maybe in the future they may leave that club to go to another. I mean, come on. We're not in for Alexandre Lacazette. I think that time has passed now. We've got, Giroud, who's been performing brilliantly this season. You've got Lucas Perez, who can play there. You've got Welbeck, who can play there. And of course, right now, the hottest striker in the Premier League alongside Diego Costa, but a guy we know can play there, who we know is brilliant there, and that's Alexis Sanchez. So why go and spend like ridiculous money now on Alexandre Lacazette, who, quite frankly, is not as good as Alexis? So I think we've missed the boat on that one, but resurrected today by the Telegraph. His Lyon teammate, Tolisso, as well, also being linked with Arsenal. He's 22 years of age, plays for Lyon, as I just said. A central midfield player. We always love a bit of central midfield players at Arsenal. And apparently being linked to Arsenal today by Bleacher Report. They claim that Juventus are really in the driving seat to sign him, but Arsenal are also interested in signing him as well. Again, I just can't see this. These are players that maybe in the future Arsenal might look at. But at the moment, central midfielders, we've got so many of them. It's all right, there's the Santi Cazorla position, but I don't think we're going to bring in a player like this to fill that position right now. It'd have to be somebody of more experience, hint, right? But I just can't see this guy. Linked as well to another French player today. This time he's a goalkeeper, goes by the name of Anthony Macy. He's 18 years of age, plays for Saint Etienne. He's a product of the Clairefontaine Academy, And again, Arsenal being linked with this guy. Again, not a lot of basis for the link, but being linked again today. Again, goalkeepers. We've got so many keepers at the moment, you know what I mean? Cech, Ospina, Martinez, Macy. We've got so many keepers. Only one keeper can play. So listen, if he's at 18, he'd be one for the future. But, we'll just wait and see what happens with that. Alexis Watch today. Now, Alexis Watch has been it's very interesting how Alexis Watch really changes. If, Arsenal having a bad time of it, you see loads and loads of really horrible rumours about him leaving, about him going here and going there. If Arsenal have a good time of it, then it changes completely, and then the story is completely different. And of course, he has been having a good time of it because, he got the winning goal at the weekend, had a big smile on his face, a lot more happier. Sol Campbell yesterday talking about it in an interview I think he did with Sky Sports, and his quotes were, he says, Sol Campbell, I think there are a lot of things behind the scenes, and it's all about cutting a deal, getting the deal done, and sometimes compromising. Depending on how far the compromises go, it could be him compromising, it could be the club compromising, who knows? But I think everyone is out there to get the deal done. So Sol Campbell talking very positively about that situation and the possibility of a deal getting done, which, listen, that's what everybody would like to see at Arsenal. Alexis Sanchez signing. I think actually, getting him to sign would be the biggest business we could do this January. Would give the team a huge boost. I'd love to see, in my ideal world, before we play Chelsea next weekend, Alexis Sanchez signing a new deal, or Mesut Ozil, or both of them, signing on and saying, we're committed to this club, we're staying, just before that game. Imagine the boost that would give to the fans and to the whole squad as a whole. Let's have some positive news, but let's wait and see what happens. Getting into a couple of your comments. Jean-Pierre Felix says, hi Robbie, I'm from Peru. Hi, welcome aboard. And he says, I think that Ricardo Rodriguez would be an excellent player to add to the squad. In my opinion, he's better than Monreal and Gibbs, and he's younger at 24. And he also says, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but Jose Jimenez from Atletico Madrid contract finishes in 2018. I know at the moment we've got good players in that position, like Koscielny and Mustafi, but he'd be a great signing for Arsenal. He's got the experience in the Champions League and in the Liga, and he's only 21. A top player, Jimenez, will be very expensive anytime he goes. He's like the John Stones of Spain, but better. Actually, when I say John Stones of Spain, John Stones of La Liga, but I think he's actually Uruguayan, but he's an excellent player. Anton says, come through the ranks. He's talking about Wilshere here. He goes, he lacks fitness and intensity. He's no Ozil. He's no Cazorla. Sell him. Most non-British fans will agree. He's on about Jack Wilshere, so he's not impressed with him. Yanis says, stuff Perisic. Stuff all these players. All we got to do this window is sign Alexis. And that's a good shout there. Oliani says, I don't think that Jack is an issue because the guy loves Arsenal. Now, come on, listen. He loves Arsenal, yes. No doubt, he loves Arsenal. That's fine. But these guys are professional footballers. These guys got to think about their future, right? And Jack Wilshere is definitely thinking about his future. He's thinking about playing week in, week out. He's thinking about being happy. And football's a ruthless business. It doesn't matter if you love it. Carl Jenkinson loves Arsenal. Arsenal are getting rid of him. And players look on that. Players will look on that and say, well, it works both ways. And it does. And a lot of these players, they're thinking about their careers. They're not thinking about, yes, when they get on the pitch, they're thinking about Arsenal. When they get off that pitch and when they're with their families and when they're with their advisors, they're thinking about their career. And if they feel that their career is going to be best served elsewhere, where they get regular game time, good money, they're going to go. It's as simple as that. The only people, I say it all the time, the only people who are 100% loyal to a football club is the fans, right? No matter who leaves, the manager leaves, players leaves, we're still here. When Van Persie left, there wasn't a mass exodus of Arsenal fans, leaving Arsenal and saying, I'll never support them again. They still come back the next week. They're unhappy, but they still come back. Players, managers,